Hey, good morning and welcome back to our CISSP daily dose. Okay, I'm Colonel Shubhajit Naha, and we at Protect Academy are coming out with a lot of courses on CISSP, CCSP, and other information security certifications, which are important for tackling the information security risk in today's environment. Okay, so going ahead, last time we did due diligence and due care. And moving ahead with security governance, we will be tackling how governance is to be carried out within an organization. Now, one of the major aspects of any organization is to have the support of the senior management in an organization for information security governance. Now, who are this senior governance, who are the senior appointments who actually should be involved with governance. Now, generally, any organization has a board of directors. Okay? Bigger organization will always have a board of directors who are basically the promoters of the company, who are the decision-making bodies of the company. And under them, generally, are the organizational management functionaries. Those are the CXO suits. So now CEO, who is the chief executive officer, is responsible for overall functioning and governance of the organization. Is responsible for both the business processes and any other processes involved in the organization. He's the overall in charge. CISO is an appointment which deals with the information security of the organization. He's responsible for the information security governance and maintenance of the same within an organization. The chief financial officer is responsible for financial health and financial operations of the organization. And the CIO, that is the chief information officer, is responsible for all the IT and information operations processes of an organization. Now, you also have chief marketing officer, chief product officer, but once we look into CISSP, ISC2 only focuses on these four senior appointments in an organization. Now, once you want to manage security, what does it involve? Now, for managing security, it is important that you have security rules defined within an organization. You should know how to manage that security, how to test it, how to develop the strategy and policies and plans as far as your organizational business processes are concerned. Now, for doing all that, unless you do a risk analysis, you will not come to know what is it that you are protecting, what is the value of your organizational processes and organizational assets. And finally, part of the information security governance is to keep your employees well-trained and security aware. Humans are the weakest link in the security process. And as long as you have a continuous security awareness and training program, you will see that your organizational health as far as information security processes are concerned will keep increasing. Right? Now, how do you plan security? Now, to plan security, you should have a long-term horizon, a mid-term horizon, and a short-term horizon. The long-term horizon is generally called the strategic plan or strategic planning. And strategic planning objective might be to develop some KPIs which can be achieved over a long period of time, such as, we need to digitally transform our organization to increase efficiency. And for doing that, you might implement certain tactical plans, which are short-term plans, generally up to a period of 1 year, 1.5 years, to achieve or attain those long-term plans. So basically, you have short tactical plans which can lead you to your strategic objective. Okay, keep that in mind. But now to implement these tactical plans, you need shorter windows of opportunities or plans which are actually implementable processes. Those are called implementation windows, where you actually physically or logically implement solutions to achieve the tactical aim and overall achievement of the business aim or the strategic aim. Now, imagine if your company is in an initiated form or the initial form of maturity, wherein it has very, very, premature processes defined. This is where you will implement, the initial processes, which will be your operational plan, to gain a much more repeatable kind of processes in your tactical plan. And finally, these tactical plans will lead you to achieve your strategic objective, right? Now, once you are doing information security governance, you also have to keep in mind when your company goes through an acquisition process or a merger process or divestiture. Why? Because once you acquire something, you also acquire the risks associated with the acquired entity. Also, if you are merging certain two departments within your organizations, you're also merging their risks. And at the same time, if you are divestiting some, that is, you are giving away something, and if there are good controls with that part of your organization, you might have to part away with that good part also. And generally, acquisition, mergers, and divestitures are managed by contracts. Okay, you have to have a well-written contract between the entities which are either acquiring or getting merged. Generally, third-party dependencies are managed using service level agreements and service level requirements. So if you're hiring someone to carry out a task for you, you need to have SLAs in place so that the contractor abides by what he's supposed to do. At the same time, organizational processes should have well-defined change management policies so that if any major change has to be implemented in an organization, that should be going through a proper change management process and should not be carried out in a haphazard or a non-defined manner. So at times, you are under third-party oversight, so you might have to carry out third-party evaluations. Okay, at times, if you are acquiring a company, you would like to carry out an evaluation of that company, and such processes are done using either on-site assessment. You will go on-site, carry out that assessment. You might ask for certain documents to see their processes. Okay, you might also conduct third-party audits. You can hire an entity, okay, and ask them to carry out an audit of the organization with which either you're going to sign a contract, or you're going to acquire them, or you're going to merge with them. Okay. Now, it is very important that in security management, you define the roles and responsibilities very, very properly. And what are the broad roles and responsibilities in an organization? It's listed on the view foil, and you can see that who is responsible for what. The senior management generally are the most senior, most top management of the company, who are ultimately responsible if something goes wrong in your company. Okay, they are the ones who guide the organizational processes, and that's why if anything bad happens, they are responsible. You might have seen Sundar Pichai standing in front of the Congress hearings in US and during GDPR hearings in EU. Security professionals are the ones who are experienced security engineers like you and me, who are going to implement the governance and controls within an organization. Now, organization might have many verticals, okay? And certain verticals might be dealing with a lot of compliance, like banks, or verticals which, acquire personally identifiable information or personal health information. In such cases, that vertical owner or manager of that vertical is the asset owner, is typically known as the asset owner. He's the high-level manager, who is responsible for something going wrong. In big companies, you will have different verticals, and each vertical will have a senior manager who generally is the asset owner of the entire vertical. So if you are collecting any proprietary information or personally identified information, if something goes wrong, that asset owner is going to be responsible. Okay, but he generally cannot carry out everything himself. He delegates the task for the people who are down below him, and the responsibility of safeguarding information falls on the heads of custodians. Custodians are the ones who are in the custody of some proprietary information or information which is supposed to be maintained in a secure manner. They implement security controls on the information, like they will create backups or implement encryption controls. Okay, they might manage storage. So an asset owner should always nominate a custodian and should always document the same. Users are generally the ones who use the data for day-to-day tasks, and they should be trained and made aware of security processes and security threats on a recurring manner. Auditors are the ones who audit the entire process in an organization to see that all controls are working the way they should work. Audit can be internal, wherein you form an internal audit team and audit your processes. Audit can also be external, and you can hire a third-party agency to carry out the audit. Okay, with this, we come to the end of our daily dose for the day. And as always, we will end this session with a small question. So please read. It says, in an organization, who is primarily responsible for determining the classification levels of information and ensuring that it is protected accordingly? Is it the security administrator, the data custodian, the data owner, or the user, right? Who is responsible? Look at the word, who is primarily responsible. So is it the user? No, user is supposed to be trained, right? Is it the data owner? Yes, data owner is primarily responsible, but he's actually ultimately responsible. Who determines the classification levels? Is it the custodian or the security administrator? Administrator only implements. So the choice is between data custodian and data owner. So let's see the solution. Okay, it is always the data owner because he is primarily or ultimately responsible, right? So with this, we come to the end of today's session. In the next daily dose, we will be seeing security control frameworks. Take care and see you there. If you like the video, follow us and subscribe to our channel, and definitely visit our website academy.protect with an e.io, academy.protect.io. Okay, we have some wonderful courses running on the platform. Take care, bye-bye, and have a good day.